India's policy on Israel-Palestine has been very clear. The country officially supports two-state solution. Exact words of MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi have been, and I quote it here, India has been in favor of direct negotiations for having a two-state solution. As regards to Palestine, we have reiterated our long-standing position, he said, of advocating the resumption of direct negotiations toward establishing a sovereign, independent and a viable state of Palestine, living within secure and recognized borders, side by side and at peace with Israel, he had said. More than 20 days now since the war is on. Humanitarian crisis is looming large in the Gaza Strip. 365 square kilometers, 2 million people, one of the most populated regions. And bombardments from Israel continues. While India very clearly gave a statement against terror attacks on 7th October by Hamas on innocent civilians in Israel, but India also recognizes the human life value in Palestine. The borders did open from Egypt, called the Rafah crossing, but only for the humanitarian aid to go in, and that also in limited supply. India also sent aid right away. Nearly 6.5 tons of medical aid and 32 tons of disaster relief material. All of this was sent via Indian Air Force's C-17. What were the items that were sent? Essential life-saving medicines, surgical items, tents, sleeping bags, tarpaulins. All of this because many houses have also been destroyed, remember. Sanitary utilities, water purification tablets, among other necessary items that will be needed. The aid was handed over to the Egyptian Red Crescent and is being passed over into Palestine. The ambassador of Palestine, Adnan Abu Halja, has expressed his appreciation for India by saying that India has extended a helping hand to the people of Palestine without asking and called it a great initiative. Prime Minister Modi also spoke to President of Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, on the crisis unfolding in the Gaza Strip. But this is not the first time that India has come to the help and assistance of Palestine. As per the Ministry of External Affairs document, India's support for the Palestinian cause is an integral part of the nation's foreign policy. In 1974, India became the first non-Arab state to recognize the Palestine Liberation Organization, which is the PLO, as the sole and legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. In 1988, India became one of the first countries to recognize the state of Palestine. By 1996, India had opened the representative office in Palestine and Gaza, which was later shifted to Ramallah in 2003. India has also extended various forms of economic assistance to the Palestinian people in the past few years. For example, in 1997, a memorandum of understanding was signed between India and Palestine. It provided for promoting scientific, technical and industrial cooperation between the provision of training facilities in mutually agreed projects. So each time a visit took place from India to Palestine or vice versa, these MOUs have been signed in agriculture, health, youth affairs and sports, information technology, agreement for exemption of visas for diplomatic and official passport holders too. Now, the government of India even supported the construction of the Jawaharlal Nehru Library at the Al-Azhar University in Gaza City, Mahatma Gandhi Library cum Student Activity Center at the Palestine Technical College in the Gaza Strip again. 2 schools were built in Palestine in 2015 through the aid provided by India. Government of India also set up an India-Palestine Center of Excellence in ICT and Innovation in the Al-Quds University in the Gaza Strip in 2015. Another ICT center in Ramallah in 2016 and equipped the vocational training centers in Palestine with the supply and setting up of equipment in Yatta and the Palestine Polytechnic University in Hebron. During the visit of former President Pranab Mukherjee to Palestine in October 2015, India announced 5 more projects worth $17.79 million for Palestine. These projects include a Palestine-India Techno Park in Ramallah and Palestine Institute of Diplomacy. During the visit of former Minister of State M.J. Akbar in November 2016, along with President of Palestine Mahmoud Abbas, they jointly laid the foundation stone for the construction of Palestine-India Techno Park project in Ramallah. When Prime Minister Modi had visited Palestine in 2018, that was a much talked about moment as well. He was bestowed upon the Grand Collar of the State of Palestine in recognition of India's enhanced support for the Palestinian cause. There was also one-time project assistance worth $42 million for Palestinian nation building in education, health, women empowerment and capacity building. India, with Brazil and South Africa, which is called the IPSA Fund, has also funded 5 projects in Palestine, namely the Indoor Multipurpose Sports Complex in Ramallah, Cardiothoracic Unit of Palestinian Red Crescent Society's Al-Quds Hospital in Gaza, Atta Habib Medical Center in Gaza, and the Rehabilitation Center for People with Mental Disabilities in Nablus. During Prime Minister Modi's visit in 2018, this was February, memorandum of understanding that was signed for the construction of the India-Palestine Super Speciality Hospital in Bethlehem Governorate, construction of school in Motlahat Al-Shuhada village in Jenin and Tubas, construction of additional floor to the Jawaharlal Nehru Secondary School for Boys in Abu Dhabi. MOU was also signed for the construction of India-Palestine Center for empowering the women and procurement of equipment and machinery for the new national printing press. So far, India has extended a budgetary support of $30 million to Palestine, specifically during Mahmoud Abbas's visit to India. This was between 2009 to 2015, divided into budgetary support and reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. India has also enhanced annual contribution towards the UN Relief and Works Agency, which is the UNRWA, enhancing it from $1.25 million to $5 million in the backdrop of the financial crisis being faced by the UNRWA. During 2018 visit of Prime Minister Modi, ICCR scholarships were enhanced from 50 to 100 for the academic year 2019-20. Additionally, 150 slots were offered to Palestine under the ITEC program for training courses in India aimed at capacity building and skill enhancement. More than 1,000 Palestinian nationals have availed this training under this program, according to the data that is by the government. So as I conclude, while India does have a building relationship with Israel and in different sectors, but its support to Palestine also goes far back in Indian history, whether political support or financial assistance.